Good afternoon. I'm here today to update you on the homicide that occurred earlier today. About 9 a.m. this morning, a man by the name of Jose Montanez, a 40-year-old Hispanic male from Puerto Rico, walked into the Zone 4 substation at Blanding and Wilson and approached the officer working the front counter and told him that he had just done something bad to his wife. He was speaking Spanish. Unfortunately, the officer that was working the counter also spoke Spanish. As that officer worked to find out what he was talking about, he checked the computer database and saw that a call had just been dispatched and officers were responding to the 6500 block of Townsend Road in reference to a homicide. The victim, who he referred to as his wife, Maribel Perez-Ortiz, a 38-year-old white female or Hispanic female, also from Puerto Rico, was the victim in this case. The adult or teenage children of the victim called and said that they found her in her vehicle in the driver's seat suffering from a stab wound to the chest. The officers arrived and they did find Miss Ortiz in the car with a stab wound. She was transported to the hospital where she later died. Mr. Montanez was transported down to the police memorial building where he was interviewed by homicide detectives. During the interview, we learned that actually Miss Ortiz is his girlfriend, that they live together. They've been together for 3.5 years. They are not married. The children at the house were not his children. They were hers. As I said, they were older teenage children. He said that basically that she has been cheating on him ever since they've been together. He's been told this by friends and family, and that they've even told him that oftentimes she has been seen or talked about the fact that she'll sneak out in the middle of the night and go have rendezvous with other men. Last night, about 2 a.m., he awoke when she was climbing into bed. He became suspicious and he got up, walked out, looked out the front window, and saw a car leaving from the area of his driveway that he didn't recognize. He went back to bed, and at about 4 a.m. he woke up and realized she wasn't in bed. He got up and went to the front thinking that she might be on the front porch smoking a cigarette. When he walked out, he saw that same car outside his house across the street, and it drove away when he walked out. He then saw her come walking back from that direction. He didn't see her come out of the car. He confronted her. She denied anything being wrong or doing anything. That argument lasted for some time. She took a shower and went to bed, and so he went back to bed. This led to 7 a.m. wake up, and they both were up in the kitchen, and he continued to confront her about what had happened. The argument continued to the point where she admitted, yes, she had been unfaithful. She'd been cheating on him. In fact, she was cheating on him last night. That led into her insulting him and his manhood. She, at one point, decided she was going to leave and went out to her car. Got in the driver's seat where the argument continued. He stood in the open doorway of the car. At some point, he decided he was going into the kitchen. He got a knife. He came back out. As the argument continued, she saw the knife. He said that she wasn't scared of him at that point. She continued to insult him, and he stabbed her in the chest. At that point, he went inside, got his keys, and he drove up to the substation where he told what he did. He's been charged with second-degree murder, and he's been booked into the jail. I can try to answer a question.
Dan Scanlon, Times Union, she was still seated in the vehicle at the time of the stabbing?
She was.
And did she have the engine on or off? Or?
The engine was on at that time.
Any other questions?
All right.
All right.
I appreciate y'all.